Yo, yo, yo. What's the dealio, y'all? What's the dealio? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling, man? Yo, AST, what up? What's the dealio? Pam, how you feeling, Pam? All is well. Denise London, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, y'all already know I got a straight banger for you. All right? Straight banger for you, y'all. How is everybody feeling today, man? Shali Wally, what up? You good over there? How you feeling? How you feeling? Yeah, ASTW, Astu. So yeah, man. Listen, we got we about to chart live, man. We about to find some setups. Numar, what's up? Genesis, how you feeling? Eleanor, what's going on? What's going on? What up, Kent? Derek Buford, Cortez, what's up? Look, if you guys are just tapping in, man, be sure to like this video, all right? Let's make sure we get this video to 150 likes, okay? Let's do your part, like this video, and let's get it popping. Yo, Doug, what up? Indecisive, how you feeling? Andres, what up? Come on now. Sugar Sweets, how you feeling? Chaos. George, what's up? What up? What up? What up, Tia? Ash, how you feeling? Narden B, what up, LaRue? Back on the game with y'all. Let's go. Let's go, Andres. Let's get it popping. Turnpike, what up? QTZ. What up, Tiffany? What up, Mr. Clean Entertainment? IWM Long, he made some money with them. What up, 808 Banga? Kelton, what's up? What up, Barry? Gorgeous One. Kaoli. What up, Sunshine? Listen, so we got the whole squad up here. What up, Doc? Patrick Irvin. What up, Joy? Jamie. Hey, listen, man. I appreciate everybody who be tapping in consistently, right? Real quick, man. We gonna get to it. I don't want to take up y'all time, right? Last night's live was a really good one. But I just want to say thank y'all, right? Thank y'all for receiving the stuff that I say. Thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for showing up. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for the viewership as well. Because you know, it's not always easy to be doing this every day. So I just want to say thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for showing up. Okay. So I just like to, you know, make sure that sometimes I'll be reflecting and I'll be like, dang, man, you know, like in a year we came a long way and, you know, we still climbing. But I just want to say I appreciate all of y'all who be tapping in, emails, all of that small stuff, right? So I appreciate y'all. All right. Pullback Premiums, what up? What up, T. Nicole, Sneaker Girl? All right. Doug said the video you posted earlier was helpful. Appreciate that. Okay. Y'all like that 3-bar video? Yeah, Kaeli liked it. What's up, Griffith? All right. Yeah, ASTW. I haven't really taken a lot of trades. We smacked the market today and yesterday, but I'm waiting for tomorrow. All right, I'm really waiting for tomorrow. So, yeah, I appreciate your consistency and the delivery value. I appreciate that, Griffith. All right, he said thank you for being here, all of us. Nah, for sure. What up, Corey? Appreciate that, man. All right, so let's get it started, y'all. What up, First Ballot? Yo, Ant, what's up? All right, y'all, so check it out. This is going to be a very, this is going to be a quick, I don't want to say a quick one, but tomorrow we have FOMC, right? Tomorrow we have FOMC. All right, Stu. There we go. I'm going to start calling you Stu. He said, it's crazy how YouTube kept the info hidden for a whole year. But like you said, content comes at the right time. Nah, facts. Nah, super facts. Hey, I'm telling y'all, listen, it's some people that know about this information. They just don't be making videos. Some people that have platforms that, you know, may know about it, may not, but listen, I just want to share. You know what I mean? I just want to share with y'all, you know, help somebody, you know, in the process, man, for real. Yeah. What up, Dean? How you feeling? Shout out to Web Dean, man. Multi-millionaire on the way. You know what I'm saying? So we got FOMC tomorrow, right? So here's what's going on, y'all. Okay. Now this is what I want you guys to pay attention to. Okay. This is what I want you guys to pay attention to. So this week is the last week of January. Okay. Now let's look right here. All right. Let's look right here, y'all. Okay. All right, let's look right here. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay. We got FOMC interest rate decision. And then at 2:30, we got Powell, he gonna speak. Okay. Powell is gonna speak. Feel me? Now, when he speaks at 2:30, that 30-minute candle, okay, that's when you want to start taking trades. Don't take no real trades up here like that, right? Maybe even about at like 2:40, 5-10 minutes after he starts speaking. Okay? This is when you're gonna make some money. Okay? Pay attention, right? Fed Chair Powell press conference. Okay? FOMC interest rate decision. All right? Now, tomorrow is going to be big. All right? Tomorrow will be big. All right? Me personally, I hope he make the market come down, because there's some more swings I want to get into anyway. But at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, we got Powell, right? Jerome. He gonna let us know what's up. All right? So, if you guys do take a trade tomorrow, I would say go very light, because it could be a little bit of choppiness. Okay? I done been around for a lot of FOMCs at this point. Sometimes you could get a nice little move to the upside, right? So what I would say is the first 15 to 30 minutes, if you don't get nothing in that first 15 to 30 minutes, then you probably just want to chill, okay? But I will also go light on my positions, because you don't know, it may look like a good setup, and then it start chopping around, okay? So we gonna see. All right, we gonna go over some setups, but I don't know if I'm gonna take any trades. I don't know if I even have if I'm really gonna take trades in the morning. I'm gonna see how the market opens up, and I'm gonna see what the volume looks like, but I don't know, right? I'm 100% on the week so far, right? We've been doing our thing inside the Discord. Everybody in the Discord, they know what it is. So I don't want to rush. I don't want to try to force something, right? I'm all about letting the game come to me, okay? I want to let the game come to me. That's what this is about. Let the game come to you, y'all, okay? Let the game come to you. I can't stress this enough. Don't force anything, right? Don't force nothing, right? We caught 20% on IWM this morning. Easy trade, easy breezy. No stress, heartbeat wasn't racing, none of that. We just chilled, okay? That's how it's supposed to feel, right? I want you guys to understand that it's easy trading is stressful. It's only stressful because you're forcing things and you're over leveraging, That's why it's stressful. If you're not over leveraging and you're not forcing things and you letting the game come to you, it's not stressful. You see what I'm saying? So I really want you guys to let the game come to you. All right? We got race tomorrow. Apple and Meta earnings. Yep. I'm standing down until we get those print. Yep. Yep. Volatility can get nutty. Yes, exactly. It could get very, very, very crazy. All right? Even if, listen, it'd be so crazy that you could be in a put and it could look like it could have just dropped. It could go all the way back up in less than 2 seconds. Like, real talk. Okay? So once the dust settles tomorrow, then we'll be able to know what's up. Okay? Now, we do have order flow and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you know, you gotta just be patient. All right. He said, another good day to have a financial discussion and having a game plan. Any recommend moving to the near? Okay. Yeah, Sam. I mean, we could talk about that. Let me say, y'all, nothing is financial advice. Nothing that I say is financial advice, right? If you want financial advice, go talk to a licensed financial advisor. Okay. Now, Sam, ask a clarifying question so I can understand what you're saying. And maybe we might talk about that. I'm going to share a couple swing trades that I'm looking to get into, right? I'm going to share a couple swing trades that I'm looking to get into. So we can do that. But, yeah, question on the live trading in the Discord. Do you be talking or giving out any game? Of course, Doug. Hey, if you in a Discord, answer that for Doug. When we be live trading, do we be giving out game? Put it in a Discord so Doug knows. Do we be giving out game? Let him know in the comments. Let him know. What up, Wes, CEO? Nah, for real, Patrick. Yeah, cash is a good trade. Yeah. Jay Powell on Demon Time. Yeah, him and Trump be going at it. I hope so. That's why I haven't got into any calls and swings. I have not gotten into any swings this week. You know what I'm saying? What up, though, 6 Mile? What up? Yup. Derek said, yeah. B-Mile said, hell yeah. Eleanor, Discord is full of game. Cortez said, already did all day. Tia, every day. George said, step by step. Gorgeous said, 100% game. Kent said, all day, every day. Barry Bloomberg, every day. Nawan, she said, yes. Eleanor said, you learn so much in the Discord, right? Alchemist said, 1,000%. Davida, spot on game, right? We getting game off the YouTube. Imagine a Discord. Exactly. Right? I was in a live trading, but it was quiet. Yeah, you wasn't hearing it because we was in there, right? Like, for real. Barry Bloomberg. And before market close, yep. Marcel be going live. Ash said giving out game all day long, not just during the live trading. Exactly. Right? Jamie said, I'm in a put that expires Friday, and there's a possibility I may need to get out of it before FOMC. I mean, I can't, tell you what to do, right? I really can't tell you what to do. I have no context. I don't know what is going on. I don't know what stock. I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Darrell says, like being in school, except you're making money. All winners, yep. And you get so much support and guidance. There's so much mentorship in the Discord. Because it's a mentorship, it's not a Discord. You know what I'm saying? He says she spoon feed us literally, don't fear. Right? I respect Jay Powell. He be having a backbone. Nah, he do got a backbone. Jamie said definitely every day. What up, Peerless Beard? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, to answer y'all question, that's everybody inside the Discord that's here, right? So let's do something a little bit different, y'all. Okay? If you guys have some swing setups that you're curious about, drop them in the chats, right? I'm gonna give you guys a couple swing trades that I'm looking at right now. I'm just waiting for tomorrow. Okay, I'm just waiting for tomorrow. Um, so I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share this one with you guys that I'm waiting for. Right, this swing trade right here. Let's go to the daily. All right. So this is what I'm gonna do. So we got. Let me reload this real quick. All right. So check this out, y'all. Okay. So I'm gonna give you guys a swing trade that I'm looking at. I'm just waiting for FOMC to happen because I don't wanna get in this swing trade and then I don't want to get in this swing trade and then tomorrow happens, right? Yeah, Oscar. So we'll talk about Oscar. Okay. So let's do this. So this is the first setup swing trade. He said, I want to join the Discord, but how can I make it work to my advantage if I work during market hours? Do I take some trades, but it kind of tough? I mean, I can't answer that for you. You get what I'm saying? It's like this, right? If you want it, you're going to figure out how to make it work. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's not me being rude or disrespectful, but you got to figure out how can you trade during your work hours, right? And also, once you get the information, you're going to learn how to swing trade. And you can swing trade. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I wouldn't let that discourage you, because if you let that discourage you from joining and you don't get into the stock market, you never going to get into the stock market, and you always going to be working wishing that you got in the stock market. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I would join and then figure out how can I make this work for me, and then just, start adjusting your schedule as you see fit. Okay? So that's what I would say. There is no trial period on the Discord. You got to understand, right? Every single day, I go live and I drop a video, right? That's 2 videos a day. That's 60 videos a month, right? 7 days a week, you got some gas coming from me, right? And then you got Marcel, and he's giving swing trades every day before market closes, right? So there is no trial period on the Discord, right? Like, no, there's just not, because the amount of energy that it takes to show up every single day and give actual real fire and value, no, like we not, no. Right? So yeah. So let's go. So this is one of the first swings that I'm looking at right here, right? So it's not APLD. All right. It's this company called Coors, okay? Coors Scientific. Right? If you look at the daily, it's looking good. We had looked like a double bottom, but then it kind of touched right there again, came down, boom, right? Right here, I was looking at it. This was on Friday, and then boom, it was at 19, 18, popped up, rejected, came back up. So I think that we could get here, right, to 2092, okay? And then if we get to 2092, then we got room to come up to about $23, right? About $23. And then when we look at some flow on Coors, right here, if we look at calls, okay, we got calls and from the 19th to the 26th. So it's about 3 million in calls right here, right? March 20th, February 6th, April 17th. But March 20th is about $3 million in calls right here, right? And what did they get? They got the 21 strike price, okay? They got the 21 strike price. They put $3 million in there, right? So when you look at it, where is 21 at? 21 is this area of liquidity right here. You see what I'm saying? So we got right here, we got an area of liquidity. Okay. We got an area of liquidity. Okay. So they got a strike price at 21. It's at 19.94 tomorrow. It could drop tomorrow at FOMC. That's why I have not taken entry yet. The reason why I did not take entry yet is for that purpose. I said I'm going to wait until FOMC. If we get a drop, that's going to give me a cheaper price to take entry, right? And then from there, we could ride it back up. So let's say we come back down to 18.13, right? 18.31. That's beautiful, right? Take entry, get a month and a half out, boom, ride it up to right here, okay? So that's a swing trade that I'm looking at right there. I really like that setup, okay? I really like that setup, right? And when you look at the weekly time frame as well, look at the weekly time frame, y'all. Look at this, right? We got a pure retracement right back up to 21, right? That's resistance. If we break above there, then we coming up here, right? And obviously, the last couple weeks they've been going up, right? So they've been coming up from $17, right? But we could catch this little $2 move right here, and this could be a nice move on a small stock like this, right? This is a 100% trade right here if you trade weeklies, if it makes that move, all right? So yeah, I mentioned this in the Discord this morning. So yeah. He said, I learned this strat at work, really watching IWM for 6 hours. See, that's dedication right there. That's dedication. Hey, where you work at, Peerless Beard? What you do for work? All right. He said, ain't no liquidity in them contracts. Hey, Stu, you funny. You funny. Yeah, they got flow. I'm expecting a pullback after that run. Okay. I'll look at that one. Miss Virgo, she said way too much value and energy. I appreciate that, Tia. Said he already said to trade very light if you're going to be holding a position. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. How long does the disorder per day? What do you mean? See, Dres says I work and I trade, and Dres be killing it. Like, Dres every day is smacking 100% return on his money. He's doubling his money every day. So yeah. Boom, boom, boom. What else we got? All right, so we got. So what did I see? I see now and TTD swings I'm in. Okay, so let's look at Service Now and let's look at TTD. All right. Yeah, if you guys are watching this, be sure to like this video. All right. We're literally talking about today we're talking about swing trade setups. And just because tomorrow we have FOMC, like me, I'm not so these lives are predicated on how I trade, right? So because I'm chilling tomorrow in the morning, I'm not really gonna like chart too heavy because I'm just gonna wait for FOMC anyway, right? Could I trade IWM in the morning without charting? Yeah, I know it that well. So if I see a setup, I may take it, but I may go light, super light, right? But I'm just looking at setups, right? Swing setups, because if we do pull back and then we start to recover, I'm gonna already know that that's the thing that I wanna get into. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, can you look at you? Are you in some U puts, huh? Okay, let's see. Nah, it's all good, Christopher Connor. Nah, I don't think you was trying to play me. Not at all. Can you do a future video on how to use live flow to our advantage? Yeah, I could do that. I could do a video on flow. He said, I was thinking the RR was nowhere on you. Okay. All right. So let's look at now. And he said TTD. All right. So, oh, before we go over now in TTD, another swing that I'm looking at, I mentioned it yesterday, is Oscar. Okay. So let's really, so when I'm looking at this right here, so first off, let's go to the daily, right? So boom. So this is a little trend line that I drew, right, from right here. So it looks like based off of this trend, it could be bouncing right here or right here, okay, at 1429, right? It could be bouncing here or at 1429. We got an area of liquidity here. We got buyers right here, and we got this order block right here, right? And we got earnings in like 2 weeks, right? When are the earnings? Earnings are in 14 days. Yeah, 2 weeks. So we got earnings in 14 days. We had 3 1 bars, bullish 1 bars, right? And then we dropped. So, and we got this trend line right here on a daily time frame, okay? If we go to the hourly, this looks like a semi-bear flag, right? We got consolidation here. If we break below here, we could come down. But we're at support, right? You see this support level right here? We're at a support right here, and we're at a support right here, okay? So if we start to come up right here, I like calls, okay? If we start to come up right here, I like calls, right? So if we get above like $15, then you can enter into calls, 15.12, you can enter into calls, right? And then that would mean that it's bouncing off of this little trend line, and then it could come up to retest here if we get above 1626. But if we go from $15 to 1626, that's over 100%, depending on if you got weekly contracts or what, right? But we got earnings in 2 weeks. So what I know about earnings is, leading up to earnings, stocks usually what? Premiums usually go higher, right? Premiums usually go higher. So I'm looking at Oscar, and I'm paying attention to that setup, and I'm paying attention to what's going to happen with that. All right. So yeah. So next we said now, right? We said service now. Let's go here. All right, so we got now. All right. So now this looks like, let me go to the weekly. On the weekly, I don't know. We got to get above this area right here. So if we close the week out on a failed 2 up, then it could come down to retest here to try to go higher. So yeah, it is at a bottom though, right? Because we got right here, we got right here, okay, and then we got right here, right? So we do have this area, this demand zone. So I definitely see what's going on, but we got to see. Let's look at the monthly. On the monthly, they did bounce. So it looks like they're trying to come back up off of this area of liquidity right here on the monthly, right? Every time they came down in this area, they bounced up. So this might take some time, but this could definitely make a nice move to the upside, right? And then we got TTD. I've been hearing about them. This looks like a leap if you're looking at calls, for sure. I wouldn't really touch this for calls yet though, because it's not looking too, it ain't looking too hot. I traded them once before, and I did not like how their contracts moved and stuff. So, but it looked like it's just coming down right now. So I wouldn't really look at that one. So that's TTD. Let's look at U. Unity. All right. So you, all right. So they're in, so they came down. So yeah, this is a bearish engulfing, right? The body engulfs the body of the previous candle, right? It came up, rejected off this area of liquidity. Boom, right? Came down. So with that being said, now it could be coming to test here. And if we break below that 39.56, 39.70, then we're going to come lower, right? Now, if you look on the weekly time frame, right, we got a failed 2 up right here. So it makes sense, right? This makes a lot of sense, actually. So we could potentially be coming down, and finally this double bottom, this double top will come down to this neckline, because this is still a double top right here, right? We got a top, we got a top. It was bearish, it was bearish divergence right here. So we got a top there, we got a top there. So we could be coming down. If we get below that 39.70, then we could be coming down to about $34, right? I was looking at this setup last week and we made money on it, but it didn't make the move that I was looking because it created this failed 2 down right here, right? So we made money on it, but I was looking for that big move to come down here, and it didn't happen this week. Actually came up to retest here, rejected, and now it looks like it's trying to come back down. Okay, so that's where we at with ticker symbol U. Okay, Unity Software. All right, what up, Angie? Silver caught now originally last week, caught like 2 green days and got out Friday. There we go. Do you think silver will get pegged? Hey, hold up. Hey, this person said, do I think silver will get pegged? No diddy. That is crazy. All right. Listen, that's wild. That is a wild question. Okay. That's crazy. Yeah, honestly, silver and gold are just so, you have to catch them on a pullback if you want to ride them. If you want to ride them up, you got to catch them on a pullback, or you got to get a far enough out expiration. But when a stock just keeps going up and gapping up every day, I cannot sit here and be like, I'm going to enter a call. I just can't, right? So, yeah, like silver is doing his thing, but he said, no. Y'all are funny, all right? All of y'all are funny, all right? That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. All right? So yeah, he said we riding pullbacks. I'm out. Hey, hey Maxine, if you don't know what being pegged is, don't even worry about it. All right, don't even worry about it. It's crazy work. All right, so hey, that's crazy. All right, y'all. So listen. Listen. So with silver, right? With silver on a daily, right? I guess this was the pullback right here, right? We got buyers that stepped in. Buyers are all through here, right? But I've seen gold. So look at gold, right? Look at gold. Look at GOD. Because silver and gold are precious metals, right? So look at gold, right? It'll just go up, and out of nowhere, they'll yank it down, right? you really like, it'll just go up, you'll yank it down. And then when you think it's gonna come down on this 3 bar, it'll go up, right? And then it gaps down this day, right? And then it'll, consolidate, and then it blasts off, consolidates, comes up a little bit, goes up here, and then it drops, right? So I'm saying this to say, me personally, I don't like this type of chart, right? Now, you can catch them on a day trade sometimes, but a lot of the times they gap up or gap down. So that's just not my trading style. I don't like when the stock is just gappy. You know what I'm saying? Like gap, right? They got a lot of gaps. Silver not as much, but we're at $100. We're holding above $100. So we could be going, you know what I'm saying, to back, well, we could retrace right here at 106, and then we could go higher for sure, right? So from 102 to 106, we could go right up there tomorrow, but we got to see, right? We got to see. So yeah. All right. Y'all in the comments, y'all are in the comments, yo. Listen, y'all would have been funny as hell to be in high school with. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. All right? Cause listen, look at Ash talking about, and their name is Rotund. I noticed that too. I ain't say nothing about it though. Right? Right? Stu said Rotund is diabolical. Right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all was wild in high school, man. Nah, silver do be cashing, but it's like the day I get in is the day it's gonna gap down. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm not telling anybody what to do. You know what I mean? I'm just telling, look, a lot of traders act like they perfect. They act like they don't take L's. They act like their strategy is the only thing, right? I be just sharing my honest opinions on things, right? So if I say something, you could very well so go make money doing the opposite of what I'm saying. That's why I share from my own personal experience, and I just do it like that. All right. So yeah. It's really a 3 bar. That's crazy. Exactly, Tanveris. Exactly. Right. I know, Stu. Now, Narda B, don't say you get lucky. You be doing your thing, bro. You be studying. You know what I'm saying? The more you study, the less you worry. So APLD. Let's talk about APLD, right? So I'm mad I missed them today. I was in IWM. I missed my entry on APLD, right? Because watch this. So here's what happened. I'm glad I did not get into puts yesterday because I would have got cooked, right? So all right. So look at this. So APLD has like a bull flag right here, right? We got a bull flag here. Boom. And then boom, right? All right, so we got a bull flag here, right? So they came up, they broke above on Monday, and then they rejected. Then they gapped up slightly, and then they ran, right? So honestly, so now we're sitting at all-time highs. Damn near. Well, we hit all-time highs today. Um, I honestly think APLD could do numbers. Look at the weekly. We broke out of this bull flag right here, right? So when you look at it and you do a measure move, right? You do a measure move like right here. The breakout of this flag, we could be going about $54. Okay? On APLD. So what I would say is you could get like an entry position, starters in this area. If we pull back and we come back down to retest $39, you can add to your position and then you can ride it up here. So maybe like 3 to 6 months out, you could definitely get some APLD calls. Bull flag breakout on the weekly and the daily. This thing could fly over the next month, right? If you look at the monthly, look, we're about to close on January, right? This is the last week in January. If we close above here, then we could definitely see a nice move to the upside. All right. So that's APLD. All right. So I got 100% off them. Okay. And what is a 3 count bone? Yeah, I don't know what a 3 count bone is. Yeah. Hey Nard, what's your favorite strat method strategy? Hey, what's your favorite strat combos? Drop it in the comments. What's your favorite strat method combos? Dale to the downside. Let's look at Dale to the downside. All right. This is a 312, right? On the monthly. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, they could come down to about $103, or even 109. So this is a 3-1-2-1 right here. So, I mean, even for tomorrow, if they get below 114.44, then take entry, and you could ride it down to 110, right? So, I wouldn't necessarily swing puts because it's been coming down for a minute. It just came from 168, literally, a couple months ago. So I think that in this area right here, because you got to think, right? This is a bull flag, okay? Let me break this down for you. Let me break this down for you on Dale, right? This is some real game right here. So this is a bull flag right here. We got this move. We got this bull flag, right? All right, boom. So we got this bull flag. And then let's do this. Let's do a measured move again. Okay? Let's do a measured move again. Here's the measured move from Dale. From here to here, right? All right. So now let's take this measured move and look where it takes us to. Okay? So from the breakout, so this right here is a breakout from your bull flag. Okay, right here. This right here is your breakout. Okay? So, this is your breakout level, your breakout area, right? It broke above here, it blasted off. The measured move sends this stock where? Sends it up to 156, okay? Now, look at this. It came back down where? To where it broke out from the bull flag, which is right here now, right? So all we're doing is we're retesting the same level where we broke out from on the bull flag. Look what happened last time when we came down to the area where we broke out from the bull flag. Right here. right? Hold on. Right here. And look what happened. We came down here and we bounced. And then look, we went all the way up here. Right? All the way up here. So I say that to say, now we're back down here again. So we're retesting the same area at the same level where we broke out from the bull flag back in May of 2025. So we could come down a little lower and then bounce. And then this could send this thing up all the way, you know what I'm saying, to 178, 180. Okay? Like, or it could break below it. If we break below it, then yes, we could ride it down some more. But you want to pay attention to the real levels that you're seeing on the charts. Now, this does look like a head and shoulders. Okay, head, shoulders right there. So if we get below, really right here, this one, if we get below like, I would really say like 110, then you could really ride puts because it could come all the way down to about like $94. Yeah, I would say around this area, like $102, $94, 97. This is where it could come down to, right? But that's like how I look at that situation right there with Dell. All right. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. All right. When I go for measure move, I always end up at 3 inches. What? It's gonna rip. What up, One Path? What do you think of Ionic? Okay, we could look at Ionic. 212. Okay. 212, 312, 322, 212, 222, 122, 322. Okay. 212s, 21232. I don't understand how I really wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't doing too much. It was just bouncing today. Ash at 312. Yep, 312s and 212s. Yep. 312s. I'm shocked ain't nobody said a failed 2 down or a failed 2 up. So I'm about to start using that 3 bar soon. There we go. Yeah, 312s. Yep. Yep. There we go. Hey, listen. I'm glad to see all of you guys are embracing the strat method. Okay. I'm glad to see that you guys are embracing the strat method, man, because seeing all those combos in there, it's a good thing to see. You know, the strat method makes trading very simple, and it makes it a lot simpler. So yeah, right. So, who else did we say? So, hey, the IWM you called out was on point though. Hey, you know, of course, right? Listen, if you guys don't know, right? One candle is my go-to. There we go, James. He said, I've been watching videos for the last 6 months, so I really been compounding knowledge. Yeah. Nah, you've been compounding knowledge and you've been compounding your account. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So now let's go to let's see. The volume is kind of low. I don't know why. I don't know why. It should be good, honestly. But yeah, so that was my breakdown on Dell. It's important, y'all, to really understand you know, historic levels and levels from like last year and stuff, because that's what's gonna really help you guys out. All right. Apple. So Apple has earnings. So let's see. Apple. All right. So we got Apple, right? So Apple has earnings in 2 days. So it's like so they're coming up, right? They came up. They rejected off of this fair value gap, right here, right? So they might try to test it again or test a high day, and they could come down. But you got to understand that they got earnings in 2 days, right? They got earnings in 2 days. Like, this is a law to me. I don't trade a stock within 2 to 3 days of its earnings report date. I just don't. I don't care how the chart looks. Like, I just don't trade a stock within 2 to 3 days of its earnings report date. At least swing trades, right? But also, I don't like to day trade it because the premiums are just overvalued for no reason. Because people are trying to get in these trades before the market, before the earnings report, but I just don't like to, so that's my philosophy on that, right? I already went over silver and gold. All right. On what time? So for the strat method, are you in a call or a put? The barter your way. We was in Apple on Friday and Monday, I believe. Everybody got out of Apple yesterday, or no, this morning actually. People got out of this morning. But the 30-minute and the hourly with the strat method are beautiful, but I use the 15-minute sometimes if I'm in a quick scalp. But I'm paying attention to the 30-minute and the hourly, right? Like day trades, you could look at the hourly. I even look at the 2-hour, like the bigger, listen, y'all, the bigger time frames, they give you the perspective on the direction of the day's action, right? So it's like, you got to really you just got to understand. I always say bigger time frames give direction, smaller time frames help with precision, right? So yeah. Or you could trade to run up. Yeah, you could do that too, right? Like this is what I'm saying. It's a million ways to skin a cat. Anything that I say, somebody gonna have the opposite thing to say, right? It is what it is, right? All I'm doing is sharing what I do, right? I want you guys to understand that. I'm just sharing what I do. That's it. That's it. All right? So take what I say with a grain of salt, right? If you didn't make money with me, then keep rocking with me. If you haven't, then do what you do, right? But I'm just telling you guys, I share everything with you guys. I'm transparent because I want to help you guys out. And a lot of people that find me or whatever, a lot of people are newer. I am here to help simplify trading for you. So I wouldn't tell a brand new person to go trade Meta, and the contracts is $1,500, right? And they got earnings in 2 days. Why would I tell somebody to go do that? No, I'm going to tell them, listen, we got this IWM stock that is volatile and it moves every day, and you could get 20 to 50% in 2 to 5 minutes, two to 3 times a day. And the contracts are only $50, right? So it's like, yeah, of course you can trade earnings, a stock up to earnings. But you know what you could also do? You could trade IWM, and you could get 100% in 10 minutes when you learn how to do it. You could get 50% in 90 seconds. Because just because a stock is a popular stock, that don't mean you gonna get an 80% return, right? So this is what I'm saying, y'all. You gotta understand, sometimes a lot of stuff is just hype, right? Sometimes a lot of stuff is just hype. Every single day in the Discord, we body IWM, right? I may hit it 2 to 3 times. Some people in the Discord may hit it 3 to 5 times, right? Whatever it is. But it's like, listen, when you understand economics and how to grow an account, why would I go trade a stock that has earnings that week and the contract is $500, $600, $700, right? And listen, let's say I get a contract for $500, one contract. And let's say I get one contract, Okay. All right. Let's say I'm up. Let's say I'm up 20%. That's $100, right? But I know it could go higher. I either got to stay in the trade or take profit. And let's say it pulls back and now I'm only up 10%. And then you take profit, and then what happens? It goes in your direction, right? You only have one contract. But with that same $500, I could go in IWM and I could get 12 to 15 contracts. So if I'm up 20%, I could sell 8 or 9 contracts and then keep another 3 contracts open, and then it goes in my direction. Now I'm up an extra 80%, and I made more money with IWM rather than trying to trade a stock just because it had earnings, right? This is what I'm saying. It's the same $500, but when you have a high cost for a contract, and it's only one contract, you either got to sell or stay in. That's all you can do. When you have multiple contracts, you can sell, you can leave runners, you can add to your position, right? You can sell out half. There's so many more things you can do with the same $500. So that's why I like the concept of IWM, right, over a lot of stocks, because bang for your buck. Am I saying don't trade stocks? No. But when you have a stock that has earnings and the price is inflated, the week before you was just trading this stock for what? $150 per contract, and now it's $350. So what if you take an L on that $350, right, per contract? You lost more money than you needed to, all off of inflation. So me personally, I like to find stocks. I like to trade stock. I like to trade IWM at the beginning of the week. And then about Thursday, Friday, that's when I like to trade other stocks, because now the decay has kicked in and the contracts are starting to become cheaper. You see what I'm saying? This is my process. I am always trying to figure out how can I minimize my risk, right? I don't want to risk a lot of money. Like, I don't want my risk to be big, is what I'm saying, per contract. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I don't usually trade stocks where the contract is $500, $600, $700. Can I do it? Yes. But I could literally go run up a crazy bag with IWM alone every day. Because a 0 day, here's the other thing. If you trade a regular stock, now they just started doing 0 day expirations, but usually a regular stock was what? Weekly contract. So on a Monday, if you get into a trade and it makes a nice move, you could only be up 12%. That same move on IWM could have made you 35% with less risk, right? This is how the game really goes, right? So this is how I look at it. All right? Y'all keep asking about silver. I already talked about it, right? You got to watch the replay. All right? Just keep learning. It will take a minute once it makes sense. Yeah, keep showing up, for real. All right? It's not personal. It was just saying. No, it's all good. I'm not taking it personal, right? I'm not taking it personal. See, this is the thing. I'm not taking things personal. When I hear certain things, it's a great point to talk about and elaborate on, because it's not only one person watching this video, right? So I'm not taking it personal, right? You don't have to do that. You don't have to say my bad for saying anything. It's not about that, right? It's a good point. It's a good talking point. You feel me? Yeah, I got trust in 15-minute more. Yeah, 15-minute Peerless or the 30-minute on IWM is butter. All right. Yep. Until I can understand the strap method, I must be very careful and trust Isiah call out. Hey, Sherry, we be hitting it. You know what I'm saying? We be hitting it every day. Makes so much sense. This I just learned from you. You risk a lot and you lose. I ruin my account like that. Yeah. I used to trade bigger contracts, further out expiration dates because I thought I was smart, but it's like those L's are bigger as well. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't see it that way until you said it this way. Yeah, yeah. Life is all about perspective. You know what I'm saying? Life is all about perspective. All right. I mess with Shopify sometimes. So MRVL and then shop, and then we're going to get up out of here. All right. Exactly. Davida said, I'm about teaching and making sure you get exactly. I'm not about, oh, you said this, so let me take this personal and let me talk at you. No, that's not what I'm saying, right? I say things so that everybody could understand a different perspective when something is said. Feel me? So yeah, it's all love over here, y'all. I ain't here to try to make y'all feel less than or none of that. All right. So MRVL. All right. So we got MRVL weekly, daily. So MRVL is on a 3-bar, 2. Shit, they look like they coming up. They just got to get above 83.73. So calls above 83.73, and then they could come up to here. 84.89 would be my price target, my take profit level. And then we got Shopify. All right. Shopify looks like they found support. Right. I had put this here. Support was 137.63. They came down to 135. Right. Y'all see right here. This looks like a beautiful entry on a swing. Maybe 30 days out. I definitely think that this Shopify, this could definitely do some numbers. We could see Shopify retrace back to like 146 and even like 150. But it came down. It's been on a crazy downtrend. And now look, right? We're hovering right here. So Shopify could really start to come up. This would be a very nice swing trade, actually. Maybe like 30 days out, 45 days out. But they got earnings in 22 days. So that's something to keep in mind. All right. So yeah. The most complicated thing about the strat is the broadening formation. The few I have been able to figure out. I honestly, Callie, know that I don't even know what the broadening formation is. Like I don't even know, right? Listen, I always say if you can count to 3, you can trade the strat. 1, 2, and 3. That's all you. I don't know about no broadening formation. All you need to do is understand a 1-bar, a 2-bar, and a 3-bar. Right? I try to explain this to the point where if I go tell an elementary kid in 5th grade how to do the strat, they could do it. Right? 1-bar, 2-bar, and 3-bar. Right? There you go. I'm doing the exact same thing. Exactly. Delivery. My delivery is going to be my delivery. You know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts on Tesla and Amazon? Others going 0 day. Yeah, a lot of people going to get cooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be more liquidity. It's going to be more volatility because that's what indexes are volatile. So it's like, I mean, thank God that I started really focusing on IWM, but I'm not going to be going to all these different stocks with 0 days unless it's a crazy setup, honestly. X marks stocks that have passion. Yeah, that's the thing, right? A lot of people, they mistake my passion for a bad delivery. But it's like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I cannot walk on eggshells around the world just because somebody isn't able to receive like how I deliver things in my passion. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a passionate individual. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I talk with conviction. I talk with passion. And that's just who I am. So it's not my delivery, right? It's not. So it is what it is because people rock with me because of my passion. So I'm not gonna be less passionate just because one person says my delivery is X. You know what I'm saying? I just have passion. And people can see that, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. Meta, SPX, coolest and calmest guy you'll ever know. Hey, what up, Unique? Yeah, see? Nah, she know. Yeah, I be chill. And that's the thing. I'm passionate, but I be chill. You know what I'm saying? So you get on, yep, every day. Every day I get contracts out of the money on IWM. And everybody in the Discord can tell you. You know what I mean? Like anything I say, I can back it up. Doug said, I'm teaching my daughter to strat. There we go. There we go. So good teaching on how to trade the 3-bar. Appreciate it, Derek. All right. Appreciate that. It's not any live histories. Yep. Facts, barter your way. I'm using 15, 30-minute chart is best for the candles for accuracy, execution. Yeah. 15 and I mean a 30-minute and an hourly is kind of like the best, right? But you could use the 15 as well. I always say the smaller the time frame, the more skilled you need to be. But the 15-minute is not hard, right? So yeah. But yeah, y'all. So look, was this helpful? Was this helpful today? I know we didn't go over the indexes, but it's because we have FOMC, and so I'm just gonna be chilling in the morning, honestly. I may not take any trades until the afternoon, so I'm not gonna really do too much. All right. FCX. Let's see real quick. So yeah, let me know if this was helpful, y'all. Oh, they look like they about to. I mean, they going up or down. We got a 1-bar, so I mean, it's just like I would just wait until see which way we break. We probably gonna go up. They probably gonna drop it down to about $60, $60.90, and then buyers are gonna step in and it's gonna push it up. And then Celsius looks like they're going up as well, right? Because when you look at Celsius, same thing happened today, right? They came down, they got liquidity, they pushed up, failed to down, tested yesterday's low. Now it looks like they're going to come up to retest this. All right. So if the contracts happen to be losers, but they hit your max loss already, you hold them until they're, nah, I don't hold them. I'm in IWM. I'm not in longer than like 30 minutes usually. All right, Patrick. Yeah, Bartier, right? Bartier, are you in the Discord? For sure, Stu. Joy said helpful. You appreciate that, Joy. Yeah, we'll probably trade. Of course. I'ma always update the Discord, right? I'm not just gonna leave y'all hanging. That would be unprofessional of me. You know what I mean? One thing I'm never gonna do is leave y'all hanging. All right. One thing I'm never gonna do is leave y'all hanging. Oh, okay, Becca. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, and listen, if you're in a Discord and you in certain trades, I would really ask questions inside of the Discord too. You know what I mean? That's what the community is for. That's how you achieve more. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to ask questions. There's no dumb question happening. You feel me? So yeah. So yeah, y'all. Okay. So what we gonna do is so yeah. So yeah, I hope that was helpful for you guys. Tomorrow we gonna see what happens with Powell. We're gonna see what's going on. Can I use the RTY one future? I have no clue, honestly. I don't know. I do not know. I'm not going to say something that I don't know about. All right. So like I always say, y'all, make sure you get up out your head, go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right. And also remember, y'all, say it with me. The more you study, the less you worry. All right. Make sure you get in them books, get in your studies, man. All right. Everything going to be all good. The more you study, the less you worry. Y'all have a great night. I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow. Y'all stay smooth, man. Peace.